Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show on this October 27th, Wednesday of 2021. Thank you for tuning in. Glad to have you guys here. Now, they got a new proposed tax out there. They say it's for billionaires. What they're going to do is they're actually going to tax on capital gains that have been not that they don't have that they've never had yet. In other words, like if you have stocks or bonds or whatever, and normally you have to sell your assets before your capital gains are realized. For billionaires, they're proposing a tax where they will tax unrealized capital gains. So I guess their way of thinking is, well, if you've got it and you're passing it on, you're never selling it, you're just keeping it as an asset. Well, it's a bit mostly right now starting as a billionaire's tax. What I'm concerned about is if they get that in place, and once they get people used to it and stuff, that they'll start lowering that number from a billion, maybe down toward a million. And also, if we get a lot of inflation, then suddenly there's going to be, well, we've all saw the signs in places like Zimbabwe where they're suffering through hyperinflation. It's this starving billionaire, So anyway, they're proposing this new tax. Also, we've got I'm going to do the market report coming right up, and this is a prelude to the market report. I also wanted to talk about these shipping containers and stuff I was talking about in yesterday's show that are piling up in the ports down like at Long Beach and everything out in San Francisco and everything out there that bring all the goods into America. They ship all the containers, they put them on piggyback on trucks, and they take them to your local stores and everything. Seems like part of the big problem with this is zoning regulations in California. Now they're planning on, they created the problem, I think, with these zoning regulations. But now they're planning on fining them $100 per container. Well, what's that going to do? They're just going to pass the price on to the consumer. And all of this is just going to create inflation, and it's all being caused by governmental regulations from the get-go. So we can it's just my opinion only, I consider this to be a manipulation to cause inflation. It's almost like inflation is what they really want, And of course we know that inflation is a hidden tax on all of us, consumers out here. Anyway, let's move on. Let's open up the charts right now and take a look at the markets. All right, here we go. We're going to take a look first at the silver price today. It's 24.06. It's down 8 cents on the day so far. My tendency is, guys, to think that that silver and gold are they're straining to keep up with supply. Supply meets demand. They've done a darn good job of not running out over the last number of months, but I think they must be right on the edge. Anyway, we're at 24.06. We're down 8 cents. Today, cryptocurrencies. If we take a look, at cryptocurrencies today. I know my camera here is cutting in and cutting out, but I'm working on getting hardware acceleration on this laptop so that I can be on here steady. You guys can see me steady. Okay, let's move on and take a look at cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies today are, let me scroll the page down, they're dropping. We're looking at 58,890 for Bitcoin itself, and all the cryptocurrencies are dropping today, but I think you never have something that goes up in a straight line. So now let's take a look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average today. Let me get my camera back on again. Okay. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is is down 85 points, and this is just in the last few minutes it started to drop. Now it's down 118 points, so we're getting a falling Dow today. We're looking at 35,638 on the day so far. Now let's move on and take a look at the crude oil. And what we're seeing with crude oil is falling price too. It was down 69 cents on the day. It's almost 1% at $83.96 on the day so far. Now we're going to move on and we're going to take a look at the MOVE index today. The MOVE index is at 6670. And the MOVE index is starting to slowly creep up. But what we really have to be concerned about with the MOVE index is when it really starts to go up fast. So we're not seeing that yet. It was staying around 60. But where we really have to worry is when the MOVE index shoots up fast and it goes over 100. The MOVE index it's an indicator. Very powerful indicator. It indicates what's going on in the credit markets. You get instability in the credit markets, and then you get a rising MOVE index. So that's why we keep our eye on it here on this channel. Let's take a look at bonds and rates today. And we're seeing the long end of the yield curve. We're getting substantially falling yields. I'm going to tell you what, the 30 years dropping like a stone. It was at 2%, and now it's 1.97. It's dropped 7.2 basis points today. That's a substantial drop on the long end of the yield curve. The 10 years dropped 5 basis points. That's pretty big at 1.56 on the U.S. 10 year. So we're seeing some substantial drops in yields today on the long end. Let's take a look now at the U.S. dollar. Well, I'm going to tell you guys right up front. These substantial drops in yields in the long end of the yield curve, especially on the 10-year, is bullish for the markets. But that doesn't mean the market's going to have to go up. It just means overall it's bullish for the markets. You know, the market might be sensing right now that this big problem with the shipping might be having an effect upon the markets more so than they are indicating. Let's take a look now at the U.S. dollar index. And the dollar index right now today is at 93.79. And let me just flick off of this for a second. Take a look. It's falling, but just slightly. So that's been your market report for today. I'm kind of on vacation, so it's not a long market report. It's just a quick little one. I was having a little bit of problems. The first one I recorded off, I've recorded this show twice. The first one I recorded off didn't have any volume on it. I got it uploaded to YouTube, and when I always watch them before I hit that button that says publish, you know. And I said, oh darn, it doesn't have any volume on it today, so I had to redo it. So this is the second go, and hopefully this one will have volume. Thank you guys for listening to my show. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the very next episode. Bye-bye.